Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel ExcelVBA Expert. In today's video, we are going to learn, the very important, I would say, the topic which is the constant in SQL. Okay, that we will be learning from the scratch to, you know, scratch from the scratch. Okay, to the advanced level, right? So there are five type of constants. Okay, we will be learning and we will be doing practically in SQL. Okay, in today's. So before going further, we should be and we must be aware what is constant, right? So it is the rule which applies to set of one or more columns in a table, okay, to ensure the accuracy and the integrity of a data in a database. So all I want to say is, in a very simple language, if I would say, for example, that we do have one table. Okay, in that table we do have lot of condition. Okay, the employee ID should be unique, right? Or in the location should be only this and this, right? We have a certain location only. Okay, from that certain list, uh, the user should be able to enter the location. Okay, if the any location is out of that list, so that location should not be exist, when we will have a such a condition, right? So how we are going to apply and how we are going to put those restriction in that table. So those things only we will be able to learn, or we will be able to achieve through constant, right? Through the constants. So there are five type of constants, okay, we will be learning. The first is the primary key, and the second is the unique constant, and the third one is the foreign key, and fourth one is the check constants, right? And the default constant, right? So these are the five things we will be learning in today's video. Okay, so I hope guys you have understood. Okay, the what is the constant is just like a restriction or kind of a rule you guys can understand in a simple language, if I would say. Okay, professionally, if you want to mug up the definition, but I always suggest the people do not mug up, but yes, always try to understand the concept. Okay, if you know how the constant work, then you will be automatically able to make the definition, and you can also tell the people, okay, and they definitely will be able to understand what exactly you are trying to telling them. Okay, so the first constant is the primary key. The what is the primary key? The primary key ensures that a columns in a table uniquely identify. For example, okay, the primary key, very important thing I would say. The primary key, okay, only can be one, okay, in a single table, right? It can't be on the multiple columns. Okay, so for example, I have one table. In that table, I want to, for example, I do have here one employee ID. I'm writing here employee ID and location. Okay, and I want my all the employee ID should be unique. Okay, there should not be any duplicacy. In order to achieve this requirement, I need to use primary key. Okay, okay, but instead of this requirement, if I would have the requirement, if I would have a requirement that my employee ID and location both should be the unique, right? Nothing should be the repeated. So in that case, I need to use the unique constant. So I told you, earlier, that the primary key only can be one time in a table. But okay, but in terms of, if I would talk about the unique key, so in the unique key you can put on the multiple columns, right? So in the multiple columns, it means on whatever columns you are using, you are putting the unique key, okay, on those columns. Okay, you won't be able to, or user won't be able to enter the duplicates value. That is the difference between the primary key and the unique key. Okay, in a very simple language, if I would say. Okay, if I would talk about the foreign key, in the foreign key, it establishes the relationship between the two tables, right? For example, we do have one table of employee ID. For example, this is the employee master, for example. Okay, so I have here one employee master, for example, employee, master, employee master, and one salary table we have. Okay, we do have one common thing we have, which is the employee ID in both the table, employee ID. Okay, and here also we have a employee ID, right? So how I need to do what I want, whatever the data we do have in the employee master, okay, only those employee salary should be updated in the salary table. So what I will do, I will do integrate. If whatever the employee IDs would be here, only those employee ID will be there here, right, in the salary table. Apart from, if anything that we are forcefully trying to entering the data into the salary table, and that employee ID is really not existing in the employee master, so in that case, what would happen, it should throw us error. That is what we will be doing practically today. Okay, so okay, this was the third one, foreign key. And the fourth one, if I would say, the check constant. For example, you have the employee master and the your salary table that you have, and here you have a column of salary. Okay, here we do have one restriction, we have one condition. Every salary should be, greater than 5,000. So when it comes about to, putting the restriction on the numbers greater than, less than, equal to, between, okay, not between I would say, but yes, no, no, okay, greater than, less than. So in that case we need to use the check constant. Okay, it will check the amount. If the amount is less than or greater than, that will work accordingly, right? And the default constant, the very important I would say, the default constant is basically, when you're not providing the value, by default what it should get accepted, right, instead of null. So that is what is the default constant, right? So let's do it, one by one. First let's create the one employee master, which is the primary key. Okay, so what I'm doing, I have opened my SQL. Okay, here I'm creating one database. Create database, database constant, for example, constant underscore one. Okay, I'm executing. As soon as I'm executing, and I'm going to activate it also. Okay, I have activated. Use this one. Okay, I activated also. So here I don't have any table so far, because I created this, right now in front of you. So what I need to do, I need to use the primary key. So how I will do, so I'm creating one table. Create table by the name of employee master. Okay, okay, in this table what I want my employee id. Employee id will be in the begin. It should be completely, you know you it should be completely restricted. No duplicates value should be allowed. So here I would use primary, key. And after that I would say here, for example, process. Okay, that is what. And varchar 10 100, for example. Okay, that is what I did. Now you guys can see, if I would select this table, select star from this employee master. Okay, I would, if I would try to enter any data, if insert into employee master, in values what I want, employee ID 111, and it should be, WFM, for example. And now I am trying to, I have inserted, and if I will check, okay, 111 and WFM again, if I am trying to, inserting the same line, but I mean employee ID would be, same. I am executing, it will throw me the error. It is saying the violence of a primary key constant. Basically it is saying the duplicates value is not allowed, because you have, set the primary key on this table. So this is something, okay, which is completely invalid. So this is something, the primary key. What it is? Primary key. Primary key. Okay, this is the primary key. If I would talk about the unique key, okay, unique key. Before unique key, let's discuss the foreign key, because primary key and foreign key we will be integrating, right? Foreign key. I'm creating here, create table, salary table. Okay, salary table, and here employee ID big int. Okay, very important line here. I need to reference this column with the column of this employee ID, which is in the employee master. So what I need to do, employee ID begin reference references, employee ID references employee master. Let's copy the employee master. Okay, employee master employee ID like this. Okay, and let's give the salary amount. It should be big int. I did it. Okay, as soon as I will execute, so now my, the foreign key also got, set here. Whatever, now if I would try to, you guys can see, in my employee master I have only one employee ID, which is 1111, right? In salary table, for example, in salary table, if I would try to enter here 11123, and in salary amount I would write here 200, for example. Okay, if I execute, so it should throw me the error. Now it is saying the insert statement conflicted with the foreign key. The reason being, this employee ID is not really existing in the employee master. This is why we are encountering this error. For example, instead of 123, if I am putting here 111, it should accept. You guys can see it is accepting, right? So this is something which is called the foreign key, which is completely depends on the primary, whatever the data that you have in the primary table. I mean, in the table where you have set the primary key, in that table, whatever that unique ID, you have, only those ID details you will be able to enter, okay, in the foreign key, in the foreign key table, right? That is the only the difference, wherein ultimately, if I would talk about the relationship between the two tables, okay, on which, on the basis of one common on the basis of one common field, you relate and you make the relations, right, on the basis of foreign key. That is the difference, only the that is the difference between the primary key and the foreign key. Okay, I hope guys you have understood what I have shown you practically. Okay, still if you guys think that no, you need to learn, please do let me know in the comment box. I will definitely reply you back. This is something, okay. In this video, what we are doing, we are creating the table from the scratch. But for example, already we have a table. In the existing table, we need to change the the primary key, check, and the constant, any constant. So how we will be able to make the amendments? So these are the things we will be learning in the next video. Okay, so in today's video, only from the scratch, how you guys can create the constants on the new table from the scratch. That is what I'm telling you. Okay, so now it is unique key. I have a table, create table, unique table. Okay, employee ID, begin, unique. Okay, that's it. And for example, location, not location, for example, state, department, let's say department, where handed. Okay, one more thing in the foreign key, I would say the reference, this begin data type also should be same. Okay, on the basis of what, which field that you are creating the relationship, both the data type should be same. Then you will be able to establish the connection, otherwise you not. Okay, so here I also, it should be unique. Okay, now if I would execute and I will try to enter the details here, now you see, insert into this values 222, and it should be HR. Okay, select star from this table. Now you see 222. Okay, if I execute, it will throw me the error. Now only one value I do have. If I would change 222 223, okay, should it accept? No, because still the HR is same. As soon as we will change WFM, it should accept. So what it is saying is, it is saying you have set the unique key on the both the columns. This is why you need to enter the unique values in both the field. That is the difference. That is what we do in the unique key. Unique key we can put on the multiple columns in the same table. All right, so primary key we did, unique we did, foreign, and now let's come on check one. In the check constant, how we will be doing check constant. Okay, so here I'm create table, sales table. Okay, here I do have sales name, where handed, and sales amount, for example, sales, for example, begin. Here I have a constant check. What check? Sale should be greater than 500. If sale is less than 500, it should not accept. I created the table in front of you. Okay, and put it the restriction also here by using this. All right, now what I am doing, now let's insert the value. Insert into this table values, Akash, name is Akash. Okay, and 100. Select star from which table? This table. I'm inserting. Will I be able to do? No. As soon as I will do it 500, it should not accept, because I just told in the query it should be greater than 500. Okay, if I use 1, okay, instead of 501, instead of 500, it should accept. Now you guys can see. So this is something, if I would do 4999, it should not accept, because the restriction we did there 502, it should accept. Okay, the restriction is completely working, the rule that we have defined on the columns or on the particular tables, right? So these are the things you will be able to you execute on the the table, on the data that you are facing on a daily basis in your organization. Okay, so the check we have done, then default. Okay, in the default what should happen? Check, not check, default constant. Okay, creating table, create table, default table. Okay, what default table? Okay, it should be employee id, begin. Okay, country should be varchar, and it should be default it should be no, it default it should be India. Okay, default spelling is wrong. Default. Okay, default. Okay, so now if I execute it, if I execute now, I have set the default constant also. If I would select star from default table, I have a blank right now. Okay, if I would insert anything, insert into default, and values here I do have, for example, I am writing only 222. Okay, nothing else. Now you see. Okay, I am giving blank here, nothing I am providing. Okay, now let's insert it. Okay, and let's check. It should come India. No, I have did the blank, right? So let's do it like this. Okay, 222 and null, for example, I am doing null. It is null. But if you guys would not provide anything here, okay, let me check. If, sorry, insert into where? Insert into an employee id, employee ID values should be 100. Now let's execute. Okay, and check it. It is now coming India. Now you guys can see, because I have not defined here the second field name, which is the country. Again I am putting here 200. Okay, it should see in against the 200, India is India is coming. Okay, if I would do here, for example, country. Okay, and I would execute Australia. Now you see Australia will come, but as soon as I will remove it and I would not specify the column, I'm not giving anything. Okay, in the second column, by default it should pick the India. You see, instead of 200 it is coming India, right? So this is something we have learned in today's video. I will attach this query sheet also. I hope guys you have enjoyed the constant part, okay, of the SQL. This is something which will be definitely very much helpful for you guys. But in today's video we have learned how we can create the constant from the scratch in the SQL. But already we have a tables in the existing table that we need to make such a changes. Then how we will be able to do those things, I will be covering in the next video. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and let's meet in the next video with the new topic.